we fade it? John Phillip. Is he going to be the one that ruins everything for me? Is he the one?
Well, at least it comes to a resolution. The worst case scenario is we end this and there's no bingo. And that's in
for
play.
Who? Who's that the worst case scenario for?
And that, I assume for the people watching. I don't know.
Well, no. So if we get to the top 8, we don't have a bingo yet. It's just sudden death.
Okay.
It's just first one in. Oh,
no!
Oh, thank God. Okay, Monster and Swiss Spear. Whoo! Whoo! Oh man. He played that with such flourish.
I know.
Thought I was done. Noble Hierarch off of Razorridge Thicket. Back to Whetstone we go. I actually have to hope that every draw step's not Goblin Guide. And then when Goblin Guide attacks, I have to hope that...
Yeah, I mean, you're only, about 1 in 3 to hit a land anyway. So even if a Goblin Guide does show up, it's not like you just lose. There's so much drama. He has to have the Goblin Guide, and then it needs to reveal a land.
This is Searing Blood? Jeez.
Going game 2.
3 there, 2 there. Get your mana accelerant.
This was not my experience yesterday in the modern queues.
Or any of your queues.
Yeah. Because it's the same cards in the Legacy queue.
Yeah.
No inspiring vantage.
Michael down to 14. Oh, yeah.
Okay,
That's
plateau.
I guess that's true. Here's a Devoted Druid. Pass the turn back. Go back to John Phillip Whetstone in a pretty good matchup with his burn deck. Does he even have Goblin Guide in his list? Can we get confirmation that that's
I'm assuming.
Can we get confirmation? Any confirmation here? There's a Lightning Helix. All right, he's got 4 Goblin Guides. Looks like Michael's going to actually use Devoted Druid twice, I think.
Just to fizzle the...
Yeah, just to fizzle the Helix. All right. All right,
Prowess still happens.
Get you for 2. Whetstone just going to pass the turn back. Back over to Michael again. He'll draw a card. Picked up a copy of Collected Company. Selfless Spirit might be the play this turn.
All right, Modern Classic players, welcome to round number 4. You have 50 minutes. Please begin.
Misty Rainforest. It's a Noble Hierarch, it's a Selfless Spirit, and John Phillip Whetstone is going to take another turn.
Oh, yeah.
No.
Reveal it.
No. Spell. Yes! Yes! Block the Goblin Guide.
Gotta trade off. Yeah, I think with him missing a land drop here, you really want to trade with the Swift Spear. There's just a lot of spells in his hand. Almost certainly.
I think you almost certainly have to block the Goblin Guide. It's bigger than everything on the battlefield right now in this moment. And that, are we just taking it? Wow, just taking 4 in the face? Hello.
Stiff jaw.
I did not expect that.
That is a lot.
Whew. No blocks at all, huh? All right, no, now we're working ourselves into a longer game. Oh boy. Scavenging Ooze. Gonna sack a fetch. That's taking a land out of the deck. That's one. Nope. All right, we're going back over to John. Not a good. I would not attack with Goblin Guide. You're giving me a free land. Scavenging Ooze would be a great blocker.
Selfless Spirit plus Scavenging Ooze is a nice setup here. Might make attacking prohibitive, but we came to.
Oh gosh. No. Yes, Duskwatch Recruiter. Whew. Okay. Doing all right.
Really nice block upcoming here with the Selfless Spirit. Yes. Gonna want to sack that Selfless Spirit for damage.
Before damage, gonna activate the Scavenging Ooze. Remove a creature to gain a life. That's going to resolve. Counter on the ooze up to 8.
And I think Michael might be happy to pass here.
I think
because
he should
there's so much food for the ooze.
I think he should be thrilled to pass. No
If he
reason
gets
to make a move.
It's kind of nice for him to get the Goblin Guide and the Hierarch off the battlefield.
Yeah.
Just a lot of food.
The Goblin Guide and the Swiss Spear.
Yes.
Not the Hierarch. But he'll lose the Hierarch.
Right.
But yes.
But all this is just food for the ooze.
Ooh, okay, Goblin Guide gone. Whew. Big follow-up. Oh, boy. Couple of Rift Bolts. Couple of Rift Bolts. All right, Michael's going to sacrifice the fetch line. He's going to go down to 7, and I think we'll see him gain a little bit of life with old Scavenging Ooze here.
Yes, I would imagine he wants to get blue mana here for Spell Queller, but it does deny him a green mana this turn for ooze purposes. So he might just get a forest and try to lean on the ooze here.
He will get a basic forest.
He gets a lot of life here. He can go up to 9. And there's still 3 creatures in his own graveyard, so that's 11. The Rift Bolts would knock him down to 5, so we still need 2 spells to finish out the game.
It's tough. It's definitely tough.
You know, Michael needs to turn around and close this thing out quickly, but his position looks not that bad.
I like this. Oh, no, I like it. Absolutely.
Getting busy.
It's time to get to work. Got to try to win this game here, thanks. Pass the turn back. Rift Bolt number 1. Well, I guess, yeah, you remove the suspend counters and they both go on the stack. A little triggering and all that other stuff. I don't think he missed the counter.
The Rift Bolt stays at 1 while the other one is, I think, is still, because they both trigger. You remove a suspend counter from one, then it hits 0. Then that one goes on the stack. Then the other one loses a suspend counter and then goes on the stack.
Yeah, I think that's how that works. I mean, intentions, I think, are pretty clear with what's going on here. So,
well, it's just I think that Michael just wants to know, what are you announce whatever Rift Bolts you have to announce before I collect a company. Because if they're both going after the ooze versus both going after me, it might make it different.
yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Michael down to 6. Next Rift Bolt going to be targeting Michael. He's going to collect a company in response. That's going to resolve.
I'm not a huge fan of doing this if you wanted to get busy with the Scavenging Ooze. This is pretty risky. And I think I would have also just preferred gaining life to collect a company this turn.
I think I would agree with you. This is a little bit scary to me.
Because the Swiss Spear necessitates a chump block here. Even if you collect a company into 2 creatures, you're down 1, assuming the Swiss Spear has to block.
All right, John's going to draw a card. We're done with his upkeep.
And you're also in 2-spell territory as well.
Sacred Foundry coming in on
Yeah,
tap.
that's got to be that's lethal.
That's game, boys. Bolt Skullcrack. That's game. Maybe a little too aggressive with the Scavenging Ooze. Maybe. As John Philip Whetstone going to win again. Everyone here over Michael Bourgoin. Burn counters company. Getting ready for game number 2.
I agree that you want to turn around and start attacking there for sure. I think I would have given it 1 more turn.
It's reasonable. That's reasonable.
He also hit Spellclaw off the collected company.
And still lost.
A lot of his hits there are just, here's 2 mana creatures. I have no protection and I'm dead to any reasonable hand.
Yeah, that's true.
He even hit pretty well there and still wasn't good enough.
That's actually very true. That's actually very true. So Burn up 1. You felt this was a good matchup for Burn?
Die roll matters a lot, but I think Burn on the play is a solid favorite.
Yeah, okay. Well, we're going to get prepared to take a look at the sideboards here in just a moment. Burn sideboard. We'll have it on the screen for you in just 1 second. But 3 Path Exile, 3 Searing Blood, 2 Exquisite Firecraft, 4 Destructive Revelry, 2 Core Firewalker, and a Lightning Helix. What do you like there?
I like the Searing Bloods. I think are the best of the bunch here. I buy having Path to Exile, although I think people bring that card in too much against kind of mopier creature decks where you're not trying to attack Worm Coils or Thought-Knot Seers. And I would bring in the Helix too. I think anything that can kill a mana creature, can kill a Spellclaw or instant speed is above the bar.
Other side of things for Michael, 3 Path Exile, 2 Unified Will, 2 Kasali Pride Mage, 2 Burrington Forge Tender, 2 Geist of St. Traff, 2 Eidolon of Rhetoric, a Negate, and a Sigarda, Host of Herons.
I like the 2 copies of Geist, the 2 copies of Burrington Forge Tender. You could talk me into Eidolon of Rhetoric and Negate as well.
Yeah, why Eidolon?
I think when you're playing with counters yourself, I think your 1 spell a turn is a lot better than their 1 spell a turn. It's sized well to block, and if you're backing it up with counter spells, it can be really prohibitive to work around. Okay. I'm not saying it's a lock to come in, but I think it's worth considering.
Fair enough. Well, those are the options there for both players, and we are going to get ready here for game number 2 in just a moment. We'll have Michael on the play, John on the draw, and we're going to talk about everyone's favorite promotion, SCG Game Night. What? Where this month, October. Ow!
The Vampire Night Fox. Head over to go.srcgames.com/game night to find out more about Game Night. Every month we send out new kits with pins and tokens. We send to the stores that are signed up. Stores can then run Game Night however they want to, any format they want. Just get players in the store on a regular basis for some fun and friendly magic. This is the October kit. Playing with that for a little bit longer. Got more coming down the pipeline here in Tarmo Goat in November, and then in December to close out the year, the
Why can't you say it?
Croakan Crusader.
Why can't you say a Kroken?
Croakan Crusader.
Frogs croak. A Kroken Crusader.
A Croakan Crusader.
There you go.
Go.StarCityGames.com/game night. Find the game night closest to you in stores if you want to get signed up. Contact your Star City Games in-store play
It's
representative.
not a Kraken. Kroken Crusader. Done. Printed. Printed.
A Croakan Crusader.
There it is. Proud of you. Proud of you.
Don't say that unless you mean it. Don't lie about that.
Look, I'm still proud of you no matter what happens. Thing is that if you do hit the bingo board, we're not friends anymore.
You got a good sweat in that game.
That was good.
That was a good
Scary.
sweat.
Scary.
Faded 2 Goblin Guide hits.
Mm-hmm. Not a lot of land. Let me see how many lands are in this deck.
22, I think.
22, yeah. Basically less than 3% to hit, by my math. It's basically impossible.
Yeah, that's my napkin math.
Yeah.
I have it about 3%.
With what I'm looking at here. Grim Lavamancer, a nice card in this matchup. We'll see if John Phillips can draw
I think
that
the
one.
metagame is getting to the point where I like the idea of Lavamancer in the main.
Yeah?
It's a lot of small creature decks, not a lot of removal. More affinity, more of these humans decks. And I have had difficulties, let's say, with Skullcrack being any good at all. Might get 2 in the main. Put the 2 Skullcracks in the board.
Yeah? Might be time to move on.
I think so.
I missed the days of Atarka's Command.
Yeah, I think just having to fetch up a Stomping Ground is too bad for your beatdown matchups. It's nice to not have to worry about it.
Yeah, where's Zoo at? Why isn't that anything right now?
A lot of Fatal Pushes, Tarmogoyfs. Eldrazi, like Matter of Shaper is really good against Curd Ape.
I guess that's true. It's kind of annoying.
People are better right now, in my opinion, at handling creatures than they are of handling spells.
This is just a sweat from turn 1. Oh, thank goodness. Okay. Bloodstained Mire.
Faded it.
For now.
Wouldn't surprise me if you cut Goblin Guides on the draw.
That'd be great.
I like them on the play in these kind of matchups, but it's a lot of blocking. It's pretty bad against Spell Queller.
Michael down to Michael down to 19. Let's make it at least 18, potentially 16 here. It's going to be 18. Let's see what this is going to be. All right, Duskwatch Recruiter. For John Phillip, he'll sacrifice the Bloodstained Mire. He's going to fall down to 19. Probably Sacred Foundry on the way. He's going to consult his hand, though, before finalizing his selection. There's a Sacred Foundry. We'll be heading to the Burn player's second turn here momentarily. John Phillip making game number 1. Looked pretty easy, all things considered. Even Scavenging Ooze wasn't good enough for Michael.
1 drop into Searing Blaze on your mana creatures, high win rate.
That's the way to get it done.
Ooh, Goblin Guide off the top.
I don't know if you want to play that into a 2/2 that
But
could
he's got a bolt in his hand, so...
Sparring Vantage. Oh, no.
Yes.
Oh, no. No,
Trigger.
no. Yes! Birds of Paradise.
Oh, that stings.
Is the reveal. It's kind of like a land.
Bolt it, you want to attack next turn.
I think you want to trade. Oh, yeah. See you later, Goblin Guide. See you later. Back over to Michael we go.
That was sick.
Whew. There's a bird. Breeding Pool tapped.
Don't tell me you're going to bolt this bird when you didn't bolt the Dutch Watch Recruiter. Don't tell me that. He's already got all the mana he needs.
Searing Blaze the draw. Might Searing Blaze that bird now. He even has a land. There is a land. And there's Ooh.
Oh, yeah.
It's a good Magic card. Eidolon the Great Revel.
Though I think I would have preferred to bolt the bird if you're going to play Eidolon.
Cut him on mana.
Yeah, because now the way this game could end is I cast a 4-drop, for example, Collected Company when you attack, and the game is over.
Yeah.
No spoilers, but I got a feeling.
Maybe you've seen this movie before.
I got a feeling
Yeah.
you wanted to kill that bird.
Oh, dear.
Going to game 3.
That's going to resolve.
Oh, goodness gracious. It's not my first, you know.
Not your first rodeo.
I felt every loss. I know what they all look like.
Yep.
Oh, goodness.
What is it, Eternal Witness and Spell Queller, huh? Okay. Get back Collected Company.
Get back my 4.
Yep. Block with my 2/3.
Or maybe not.
Yeah.
Yeah. You keep that.
Yep. Well, not getting any easier here for John Philip Whetstone, unfortunately. He did play a land, so he's going to have to take 2 from his Eidolon and deal 3 to that Spell Queller. And he's probably going to have to kill this Eternal Witness as well. Nope. They're just going to trade. All right. Kind of think you got to kill the bird now. Yeah, you got to hope he doesn't draw a 4th land. But if that happened in a different order, this game is very different.
That was not an ideal allocation of resources.
No. Burrington Forge Tender the draw here from Michael. That might make this game be lights out. He's going to start off with the Kithkin. And now Devoted Druid. So he's going a different way here. Making a little more mana, potentially work himself into the infinite combo if it's still in the deck.
He's at 15.
Yeah.
It's a lot to work with.
15 is a lot of life. Land 5 is the Wooded Foothills. This is a Searing Blaze. Burrington Forge Tender looks like it's going to take care of that. Prevent all damage a red source of your choice would deal this turn when you sacrifice Burrington Forge Tender. Very good against cards like Fire Spout, Pyroclasm, and in this instance, it looks as though Searing Blaze. Skullcrack.
Ooh.
Means that the damage can't be prevented, correct?
Yes.
Nice. All right.
The less known of the effects of that card.
Mm-hmm. So Michael going to fall down to 9. John Philip will draw. Now here's Grim Lavamancer, a very good card in the matchup. Here is Spell Queller.
Bolt it now. Bolt it now.
You have to, right? You got to get your Grim Lavamancer back.
And letting him untap with mana is
bad idea. So now the question is, can John Philip overcome these Collected Companies? He's going to draw a card. Obviously looking for burn spells. Got plenty of graveyard to work with.
Whetstone with a very nice draw here.
Here's Eidolon. Response, Company. See how Michael does. Top 6. Eternal Witness among them. Along with Fauna Shaman. Oh, haven't seen that one in a long time.
You better kill that, because that's getting another Forge Tender.
Yeah. I would want to get that thing off the battlefield if possible. Fauna Shaman, a card we'll take a look at here. For you fans of Survival of the Fittest, this Survival of the Fittest with legs. 2 mana 2/2, discard a creature card for green and tap. Search your library for a creature card, reveal it, and put it in your hand, then shuffle your library. Ooh, leaving Fauna Shaman alive, boy.
This makes me nervous.
I'm a little nervous about that too.
Although I guess anything cheap that he wants to play here triggers the Eidolon.
I guess that's true.
You know, if he Fauna Shamans for Burton Forge Tender and takes 2 to play it, I guess.
You could maybe kill him in response or something.
Well, I mean, it's, you know, it's the 2 points that the Lava Mancer dealt to the Fauna Shaman anyway.
Okay, sure.
And maybe he's only got 1 Forge Tender in the deck.
2 in the sideboard. So I imagine both came in. Michael down to 7 now.
Yeah, leaving the Fauna Shaman out there is only really bad if he has some sort of life gain creature or reactive creature that is bigger than the Eidolon. So if he had an Obstinate Baloth, that would be really bad. But otherwise, it's about a wash.
Top 6 cards here. Forge Tender is in there. So is Geist of Saint Draft. That can turn up the heat pretty quickly on this game.
Yeah, I like Geist in this matchup. Got to get it over with.
So Forge Tender was in there and he didn't take it.
I think he wants the Hierarch so he can attack with the Geist into Eidolon.
All right.
I don't know if I agree, but that is the reason, I believe.
Okay. Can also activate Gavany Township too.
Yep.
Temple Guard in the draw. Here is the Geist. There's the Angel token. Don't have an idea of what is in Whetstone's hand. That's the biggest question. Lavamancer going upstairs again. Whetstone's at 10. Michael looks like he's going to fall down to 5. Burning him out from here is actually not very hard. Actually, it seems rather easy, but it requires a good draw step.
I think Michael's sitting on a Spell Queller here.
Okay. Draw. Yeah, we don't know what John Phillip is working with in his hand.
Yeah, I mean, if he has 2 live spells, it's over.
Yep.
Because Michael can only interact with the 1.
He'll pass.
Now, are you willing to put the shields down here and collect a company? You're dead to, like, anything.
10 a.m. Legacy players, your fourth and
Guess it's a question of how lucky does he feel he needs to get.
at the gathering point. Please make your way to your seats. Again, 10 a.m. Legacy Challenge players, your fourth and final round.
He's looking to collect. He wants to cast Collect a Company, but oh boy, is he dead? Is he dead in response? Wow.
Whoa.
Maybe he just waits for Company to resolve.
No, because he could hit, like, Kitchen Finks or...
That's, yeah, any life gain thing.
Yeah, I mean, that's cards he could...
You make a very good point. Spell Queller, Birds of Paradise. Does he get to untap? Yes.
I think this line was a little risky for my taste because if Whetstone's on nothing, you just win by holding up Spell Queller. If his hand is 2 lands, he draws anything and you cover it with Spell Queller. If he has something, you might be able to win by holding up Spell Queller. You're dead on the spot if he has a spell.
Yeah, everybody. Yep, Township. That's why the little ones are getting in. So block there. Block there. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Township activation. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So he could kill. He can kill something.
Yeah, you
Yep.
can't stop it.
Yeah, you
Even with
can't
a Lava Man starting down one of the unblocked.
Yep. Michael gonna win game number 2 here over John Phillip. Connors Company Burn getting ready here for game number 3. All right.
A good sweat.
But a bad thing for me, actually. Because now, it's another game of Goblin Guide, man.
Yep.
Maybe another game of Goblin Guide. That's the thing that's scary right now. Another game of Goblin Guide. Either way, anything changed in the sideboard for you? Play draw here for the burn player?
If I brought in paths on the draw, I'd be more likely to cut them on the play. But no, not really.
Okay. Michael's side, do you see anything?
Guys, the St. Trapp's a little bit worse.
On the
I
draw.
think still good enough to play.
Forge Tender, Eidolon, Negate, all still good?
Yeah, I
Like
think
all those cards.
I think, like I said, the paths and the Geist get worse for their respective pilots, but if you had them before, you probably have them now.
All right. We're going to take a moment here and talk about StarCityGames.com Creature Collection, where right now, Vampire Night Fox, you've seen the pin on our lapels here this weekend, and you know it's part of game night. Well, guess what? You can also get it in playmat sleeves and player bundles. Go to StarCityGames.com/Creature Collection to check out all of our members of the Creature Collection, up to and including our good friend here, Vampire Night Fox. Available now in playmat sleeves and player bundles. Game number 3 about to be underway here. Cedric Phillips, Patrick Sullivan. We are here in the booth. Nick Miller over in the sideboard. He's been doing deck techs all weekend long. Sitting down with Collins Mullen and Corey McDuffie and a host of other players here in Cincinnati, as we had a little over 775 here this weekend. Only 67 in day number 2. Eventually, one person's walking out of here with $5,000. Whole bunch of SCG points and an invite into our Season 2 Invitational in Roanoke, Virginia. Hashtag SCG Tour, excuse me, at SCG Tour, hashtag SCGCIN for Cincinnati all weekend long. Join in on that conversation and let us know if you're a member of hashtag Team Patrick or hashtag Team Cedric for our Magic Bingo cards. You can find those pinned on that SCG Tour Twitter page. Patrick in the lead right now, I would say, and in a pretty good spot to hit his bingo. Though it looks like John Phillip might be taking a mulligan here. Right now for Patrick, all he needs is Goblin Guide revealing a land. You're 0 for 3 in this match so far.
Yep.
Which means I'm getting a little lucky, I think. And for me, I got nothing on my bingo card for this match. Like, basically nothing.
Not here to speak to who's getting lucky and who's not. I just describe the events as they occur.
Reasonable. Reasonable. Scry 1. Top card becomes the bottom here for John Phillip. He'll be on the play. Swift Spear, Swift Spear, Swift Spear.
Yes, good sign.
Swift Spear, Swift Spear, Swift. Okay, Lava Spray.
Oh.
There we go. John Phillip falls to 18. Michael going to fall down to 17. Let's go over to Michael now. It's a breeding pool. That's tapped, pass the turn back over to John Phillip. Bloodstained Mire. It's going to knock John Phillip down to 17. If we have an Eidolon here, he's in really good shape. It's a great start to the game.
Good opening.
Yeah.
Turn 1 spike on a mulligan is not the best, but Eidolon can account for a lot.
Yeah, I mean, Eidolon, you get a trigger for 2. I mean, that's already kind of making up for 1 card.
Yeah.
The first trigger for the opponent.
And it's still in play.
Yeah.
And you still have it.
Yes. So that's the kind of card that's been a huge addition to these burn decks across basically all the formats.
Yeah.
Even in Legacy, right?
Yes.
Kind of just what the doctor ordered. Windswept Teeth, a little fetch land action here. Going to bring Michael down to 16. He searches up a basic plains. Might be time for a Forge Tender.
He's pointing. He's ahead. Whetstone is a person who remembers their Eidolon triggers. He's already pointing. I do that too.
You're already just tapping
Right,
on the card.
right,
Yep.
yeah.
This is happening whether you like it or not. Down to 14 from the Eidolon. Oh, yes. Oh, yeah. Blocked by the pro-red creature. I love it. Just getting in.
Well, does Skullcrack stop protection from color? Then that's a great attack.
I think so.
Then that's a great attack.
I'm like almost positive Skullcrack wins there.
I can't imagine protection from color is worded away where it's not preventing damage. That's some alpha templating. It's like, no, it doesn't prevent, it stops damage. It's not prevented. Ooh.
A double Eidolon. It's an Eidolon party. Yo, our Chipotle's here.
Sweet.
What do you think about that? Suspend Ripple past the turn. Do you lose a lot of games where you have double Eidolon? It seems hard.
Not from this spot.
Yeah, it seems hard. Riftbolt's going to come off suspend. John Phillips going to take 4, and then Michael's going to take 3. But
I mean, you need to collect a company into the goods.
Whatever the goods are.
That's the way to get out of this. But if his hand is just regular creatures, it's really hard.
2 more here for Michael. He's going to fall down to 9. John Phillips should be at 10. Pass the turn back.
The risk here is if they do have a collected company into something big, they can lock you out of the game under your own Eidolon.
Oh, yeah, this can get scary.
Because you have a pro-red creature, you've already got 1 checked.
Dude, this land is Inspiring Vantage entering the battlefield. Whoa. Would you attack here?
Depends on your hand. I mean, it's hard to just say go in that spot.
Yeah, I mean, okay, that's like, it is very obvious that Michael has company because, you know, 4 mana pass. What else could he have?
He also might be on Spell Queller, which in which case it's great for you to attack.
Sure. Because if the opponent's willing to play if they're willing to just play Spell Queller to block, they're taking 4.
And if you have a bolt or something, it's
just pretty much
done.
over.
Yeah, we're done.
Okay. Okay.
It's also with Michael on 9, it's not necessarily the worst to get these Eidolons off the table.
Play the game the other way then?
Yeah. Try to burn out. He might get, like I said, it's in play to get locked under your own Eidolons in spots like this.
They're your blocks.
This is pretty harmless.
You got to imagine he still feels like he's in pretty good shape, right?
I'm not making a move here. If this is his block, fine.
Yeah.
Sure, whatever. My Eidolons are still in play. Nothing too bad happened.
Michael had the opportunity to take a Spell Queller there, and he didn't. That was in the company, so he could have taken the 2/3 and killed an Eidolon. We're gonna head back over to Michael now. He's drawn a Spell Queller for the turn. He has another Forge Tender. That will not transform. He played a company, so we're good, John Phillip. No worries. I think Michael gets to play 1 spell now, given the current state of things, that costs 3 or less. Oh, boy.
Well, if you get in this hit, what happens is Whetstone, you cast 1 spell for the rest of the game.
True. Given the current state.
Because he has a second Forge Tender, right? So he takes this, he goes to 5 from the Eidolon triggers. And now you have your Eidolons are staying on the battlefield, they can't attack. And you get to cast 1 spell.
So Michael falls down to 5, John falls down to 8. Well, this is the 1 spell that you're mentioning. Here's Lightning Bolt. So he's going to fall down to 4. Oh, this is really risky, right?
Well, I don't know, unless he has a spell that costs 4 in his deck, which I do not see.
So it's 2 to 4?
Yeah, I mean, and now, if he's at 4.
He's going to activate Duskwatch Recruiter. Well, the problem here is if Michael draws a land, he just wins.
He just attacks with the Forge Tenders and Townships.
And Townships, yeah. He drew a Misty.
That's why I really liked Michael getting in for 2 with the Recruiters.
Yeah.
And I was mentioning, like, that is the risk in the spot, and part of the reason I like attacking into the company was we were hitting the stage where Collected Company might lock you out. The Eidolons might lock you out.
Yep.
And that's why he took the Druid instead of the Spell Queller.
Sure.
Because he wanted to keep the Eidolons on the table.
He wanted to stay in this spot.
With the second Forge Tender in hand, he gets to set up this game state where I think Whetstone's just trapped.
Michael missed the transform trigger on the Duskwatch Recruiter. Now, of course, it is on Michael to remember and see. I don't know if he sees what he can do with
No,
the township.
I think Michael's saying, like, go. I don't want to. I don't have to risk anything here.
Okay. Well, he's just there isn't any risk, right? Him just saying fetch for a basic, township attack you.
What if
Yeah, that's not going to do anything, unfortunately. Yeah, I think that John Phillip might know he's dead.
the risk,
What if he what?
The risk might be he has a 4-mana spell that kills you. And if you keep your mana open, you can spell quell it, or you can collect a company into spell queller.
Well, you could just,
I don't know. It's unlikely, but most likely is he's just trapped and you can play super safe.
so like whatever the 4-mana spell is, he could just. Well, I guess because he's at 4, I would say he could just Forge Tender, but then the other Forge Tender attack wouldn't be lethal. So sure.
I think Michael's in the spot where he feels like I can play around literally like cards that don't even exist.
Okay.
Because if his list is what it should be, then he's just trapped here.
Yep, missed the transform trigger again. So the question is put on the stack. It's gonna be another warning. I don't know how these accumulate.
Right. Unclear.
Hopeful for Michael, it's not a game loss.
That'd be a rough way to go out.
Yeah. We will find out momentarily. All right, that's taken care of. Game continues, so we go back in. Just want to make sure everything was kosher. Okay. All right, so here's the township activation.
All right, if you were going to do this, then. If you were going to tap out, then I would try to get the game over with
try to
last
kill him,
turn.
right? Yeah.
To register for the 1 p.m. Legacy Challenge.
This is going to transform now.
1 p.m. Legacy Challenge. Please report to the site.
I mean, there is a little. I would say there's a fear of Path Exile, but there's not even a fear of that because like that would just kill him.
Yeah, it has to be. It has to be a spell that Burnless and Modern do not typically play because
Yeah.
it has to be 4 or more.
Yeah, and this is a Searing Blaze. Yep, but Eidolon triggers are going to get the job done. So, Michael's going to this match here over John Phillip. 2-1. Counter's Company going to take care of Burn off the back of the very powerful Burrington Forge Tender, but maybe more importantly,